Have you ever wondered what's actually going through your dog's mind behind those sparkling eyes? Are they just existing day to day with repetitive meals? Or are they truly savoring every moment of a magnificent life? There is a huge difference between a dog that is temporarily satisfied and one that is truly content. These signs often don't lie in loud barks or frantic jumping. They are hidden in quirky habits, gentle touches, and even the way they fall asleep. Today, at Animal Story Channel, we're going to decode 15 signs that show you aren't just a good owner, but that you are their entire world of happiness. Get ready, because you might realize you're doing better than you thought. Sign 1. When the survival instinct retires, let's start with the most obvious yet deepest sign: sleeping position. Observe your dog tonight. If they choose to lie on their back, belly completely exposed, forelegs falling freely, and head turned away from the door, congratulations, you've created a miracle. In the natural world, this position is a death sentence. The belly is where all the most vital organs are concentrated, and exposing it means giving up all defenses against predators. Their ancestors wolves spent 15,000 years programming their brains to protect the belly at all costs. Yet, right here in your home, your dog has ordered that survival instinct to retire permanently. When they snore away in their most vulnerable position, they are telling you, "I trust you more than my own instinct. I know that in this house, nothing can harm me." The depth of sleep in this position is directly proportional to the absolute trust they have in you. Sign 2. Creative plays. The second sign lies in the way they play. Every dog knows how to play. But a truly happy dog turns playtime into a piece of installation art. They don't just fetch a ball, they start script writing. Do you ever see them bring a rope to your feet, but as soon as you reach out to grab it, they quickly snatch it back and turn the game into chase? Then, in the middle of the chase, they suddenly drop the rope, pounce on a ball, and then, boom, a burst of zoomies. This isn't a lack of focus. This is creativity. Dogs with rich emotional lives create their own plot twists for their games. They develop signature moves, like a specific spin before pouncing on a toy, or a playful head tilt meant only for you. These actions are a private handshake between them and the world. When joy explodes randomly, whether you're washing dishes or busy in a Zoom meeting, it's because happiness has become their default state. They don't need a reason to be happy, because their life is already a party. Sign 3. The art of subtle touches. We often think that for a dog to love us, they must jump on us, lick our faces, or demand belly rubs. But science has discovered a much more subtle truth in truly content dogs: the art of micro-touches. Notice the times your dog walks past and just lets their soft fur brush lightly against your leg, or when they lie down a distance away from you, but intentionally place just a tip of their tail against your foot. These touches are not a plea for attention. It is completely different from an anxious dog clinging to you. Researchers have found that in emotionally fulfilled dogs, these light touches activate the same happiness centers in the brain as a long cuddling session. Each small touch is a love note they scatter throughout the day. They don't need grand gestures, because their emotional tank is always full. When a dog chooses to walk a longer path just to brush against you, they are confirming the connection in the most confident way. I am here, you are here, and we belong together. Sign 4. Recovery superpowers. Life isn't always smooth, even for a dog. Thunder, fireworks, or a strange noise from the neighbor can startle any pup. However, the difference lies in the speed of recovery. A dog living under stress will take 30 minutes or more to calm down after a loud noise, but a truly happy dog possesses a superpower: recovering in the blink of an eye. They might bark loudly when the doorbell rings, but as soon as they know it's not a threat, their heart rate returns to normal in just seconds. The golden sign here is the yawn. When a dog yawns immediately after a stressful situation, that is their brain hitting the reset button. This only happens when their nervous system is truly healthy and stable. In fact, the ultimate test is when you accidentally step on their paw. A happy dog might yelp in pain, but just seconds later, they will seek out you, the very person who just hurt them, for comfort. Their worldview is so positive that a bad moment cannot shake the foundation of their trust. Sign 5. The philosophy of the half-finished bowl. There is a paradox that many dog owners often worry about. Why doesn't my dog eat the whole bowl immediately? We often default to the idea that a dog must be greedy to be healthy. But the truth from behavioral experts reveals a completely different perspective. Truly happy dogs are sometimes indifferent to food. Observe. Your dog eats a little, then leisurely walks to the door to look at something, or brings a toy to place next to the food bowl, and then a while later returns to finish eating. This isn't picky eating. This is the highest expression of security regarding resources. This behavior only appears when a dog has never had to experience the feeling of scarcity. In their brain, food is no longer a stressful survival struggle, but just an interesting part of a long day. They know that, whether I eat right now or not, the food is still there, and my owner will never let me go hungry. A happy dog can control their excitement in front of a tasty treat. They perform sit and stay commands calmly because they believe in the future. In fact, a dog living in emotional and material abundance will sometimes refuse a treat if they don't feel they truly need it. That is freedom, the freedom of not being enslaved by the instinct to fear scarcity. Sign 6. When loneliness becomes a vacation. The obsession called separation anxiety is a common fear for many dog owners. But on the opposite side of that spectrum, we have super secure dogs. Look at how your dog reacts when you pick up your car keys. If instead of running around your feet with pleading eyes, they leisurely walk toward their favorite cushion before you even step out the door, that is a golden sign. For a truly happy dog, time spent alone is not abandonment, but high-quality rest time. Scientists in Japan observed an incredible truth. Dogs with an absolutely secure bond with their owners will fall into REM sleep, deep dream sleep, within just 15 minutes after the owner leaves. Meanwhile, anxious dogs can only sleep fitfully and remain in a state of high alert. Does your dog sleep in a vulnerable position while home alone? That means they trust in your return as an immutable law of the universe. They use that time to recharge their energy, so that when you return, they have enough alertness and joy to welcome you. Happiness doesn't depend on being by your side 24/7, but lies in the belief that no matter where you are, the bond remains unbroken. Sign 7. Curiosity with a support point. Going for a walk is not just for going to the bathroom. It's when the dog reads the newspaper and explores the world. Happy dogs always exhibit a behavior called secure exploration. Notice how they approach a strange object on the sidewalk. They move forward, sniff a little, then immediately turn back to look at you, or run toward you for a few seconds before returning to explore further. That glance is the question. Are you still there? Do you find this interesting? They use you as an emotional anchor. When they know that behind them is a solid support point in you, they become braver, more curious, and less afraid of new things. A dog living in anxiety will usually choose only one of two attitudes, either being too afraid to leave your feet, or being so agitated that they ignore your presence. The balance between independence and connection is evidence of an extremely stable psychological state. They play life on easy mode because they know you are always ready to support them if anything happens. Sign 8. The dictionary of tail wags. People often think a wagging tail means happy, but on Animal Story Channel, we want you to look deeper than that. A truly happy dog doesn't just wag their tail. They have an entire sign language using their tail. Do you recognize the difference when your dog greets you compared to when they greet another dog friend? A dog with a rich emotional life will develop distinct wagging styles for each individual. Studies using slow-motion cameras have shown that happy dogs can have up to 30 different tail wagging positions and rhythms, while stressed dogs have only about 10 styles. It could be a circular wag, like a helicopter blade. When they see you after a long day, this is a symbol of extreme joy. It could be a slight, slow wag when they are dozing off, but hear you call their name. Even facial expressions change, raising one eyebrow when curious, or a subtle head tilt to process information. This complexity in communication only emerges when an animal has enough relaxation to observe and respond to the world around them in the most detailed way. Sign 9. The chameleons of the social world. Have you ever seen your dog completely change their attitude depending on the person they are interacting with? This isn't a lack of character, but a sign of extremely high emotional intelligence. Dogs living a contented life have the ability to become social chameleons. Observe how they behave. When playing with a puppy, they become a patient teacher, willing to lie on their back and pretend to lose, allowing the tiny youngster to feel strong. But when they are with an older dog, they show composure, keeping a respectful distance and never demanding overly strenuous games. This ability to adjust energy requires an abundance of mental energy that only non-stressed dogs possess. Research shows that happy dogs can accurately read and respond to the emotions of at least 15 different individuals, including humans and animals. They know that your energy on a Monday afternoon is completely different from a Saturday morning. This altruism is the clearest proof. Only when an organism's own needs are fully met to the point of surplus does it have enough resources to care and adjust for the benefit of others. Sign 10. The astrologers of the family. Schedule a truly happy dog doesn't just live in the present, they also live within a detailed time map they build themselves. They know your schedule better than you do. Have you noticed that at exactly 3 p.m. on Tuesday, your dog gets up and looks out the door because they know the garbage truck is passing by? Or can they tell the difference between work shoes, meaning they have to stay home alone, and sneakers, meaning an adventure is about to begin? Science has proven that dogs living in experience-rich environments can track and predict up to 40 different daily routines. This ability only develops when their brains no longer have to worry about basic survival. When a dog brings a leash to you before you even say the word walk, it is a sign of hope and trust in the good things to come. The fact that they can anticipate joy proves that their life has stability and reliability. They aren't just reacting to the world, they are actively interacting and waiting for gifts from the daily schedule. Sign 11. A solid support when you face an inner storm. This sign is one of the most moving. A truly happy dog will not let your bad mood ruin their long day. It might sound a bit selfish, but in reality, it is psychological stability. While anxious dogs often absorb their owner's sadness, becoming shaky or refusing to eat when they see their owner cry, a dog with a solid foundation of happiness will choose a different reaction. When they see you sad or stressed, the problem-solving part of their brain activates instead of the panic part. They will approach to check on you, giving you a nose nudge or a head lean to make sure you are okay. But then, once they see you are safe, they will go back to their bed and lie down quietly. This action says, "I am here if you need me, but I am strong enough not to be swept away by your sadness." The ability to maintain inner peace, even when the family atmosphere is tense, is proof that their happiness has become a constant, unswayed by external variables. Sign 12. Mornings without desperation. Forget the scenes of dogs jumping on the bed to lick your face frantically the moment you open your eyes. In reality, that is sometimes an expression of anxiety built up over a long night. The sign of a dog living their golden years is an extremely chill morning. They greet you with composure, a slow tail wag, a long downward-facing dog stretch, and an affectionate look. They are happy to see you wake up, but they aren't desperate for it. Why? Because they know for sure that you will wake up, and today will be just as wonderful as yesterday. Studies using night monitors show that happy dogs sleep very deeply. Even if their owners sleep in for a few extra hours, they don't lie awake, tossing and turning in the dark. This flexibility shows that they are not dependent on a rigid timetable to feel secure. They can adjust their energy to match yours. If you are in a rush, they will quickly go outside. If you take your time drinking coffee, they will also leisurely lie at your feet to enjoy the morning breeze. They don't need to use noise to fill an emotional void because they are already a complete, cohesive whole. Sign 13. Happy, pointless rituals. Every dog has habits, but only truly contented dogs invent their own personal joy rituals. These are actions that do not serve survival, were not trained by you, and are certainly not driven by anxiety. They are spontaneous gestures to celebrate their own existence. Notice if your dog has any rituals. Perhaps they always have to find a specific toy to hold in their mouth. Every time you come home from work, not to play with, but just to hold it. Or maybe it's a special kind of rolling around on the rug after every walk, accompanied by soft grumbles in their throat. The difference between an obsessive-compulsive habit and a happy ritual lies in flexibility. An anxious dog will panic if they cannot perform their routine, but a happy dog performs a ritual because it adds extra joy to an already wonderful day. They are like children humming while they play. The action has no purpose other than to express, "Life is good." When your dog invents a quirky behavior, they are writing a poem dedicated to their own life. Sign 14. The Philosophers of Endless Time. Do you ever feel impatient when your dog stops for too long to sniff a bush? If so, stop for a moment and realize you are witnessing the sign of a completely free soul. Happy dogs move through a long day without any hustle. They behave like creatures who believe time is infinite. Behavioral research shows that dogs in happy environments have an extremely high capacity for presence. They fully enjoy every scent and every breeze, without worrying about what happens next. A stressed dog will eat greedily for fear of it being stolen, or walk hurriedly due to territorial anxiety. In contrast, your dog might be eating and suddenly stop to observe a bird outside the window, or be perfectly willing to lie down and wait for you to work for hours without staring at you with pressure. This patience doesn't just come from good training. It comes from a deep belief that good things will surely come. To them, the end of a game or a walk is not a loss, but merely a bridge leading to another interesting experience. They do not fear the end because they believe in the abundance of the future. Sign 15. Sleep divided into chapters. The final sign, and also the most subtle one that only truly observant owners recognize. The diversity of sleep types. A happy dog doesn't just sleep a lot. They sleep in a very artistic way. Sleep researchers have discovered that contented dogs have the ability to fall into REM dream sleep extremely quickly, sometimes during just a short 10-minute nap. This means their nervous system has the ability to switch from an alert state to a deep resting state instantaneously, a sign of the absence of any permanent threat. Furthermore, they know how to choose their sleeping spaces to maximize enjoyment. A warm, sunny spot for a nap, a cool tile floor for a post-play sleep, and close to the family for the night sleep. In particular, pay attention to social sleeping. They sleep near you but don't necessarily have to touch you, with their head toward you but their body completely relaxed. This is the perfect balance between independence and connection. They don't need to cling to you to feel safe, but they choose to be with you because it is the most peaceful place on earth. Conclusion. Dear friend, after going through these 15 signs, how many points do you see in your dog? In truth, the number isn't as important as realizing that every small action, every yawn, and every gentle touch is a silent thank you they give to you. Raising a dog isn't just about providing food and shelter. It's about building a fortress of trust, where even the harshest survival instincts must give way to peace. If your dog is sleeping belly up on the floor right now, be proud of yourself. You have done something extraordinary. You have taught another living being what absolute safety feels like. Thank you for joining Animal Story Channel on this journey of understanding four-legged souls. Don't forget to hit subscribe so we can continue to tell more wonderful stories about the animal world together. For now, give your little friend a very warm hug. See you in the next videos.